everybody, and welcome back to the Blu-ray Hunter. I'm the Blu-ray Hunter, Jonathan Moody, and we got a fun show for you guys. Today, we're going to be talking about A Simple Plan, a movie that this is for Blu-ray Hunter reviews, and yes, oh, look at that! Oh, the original cover art that you could see in the video store back in the day. This is the cover I always remember. I do really like this. Like I love the snowy atmosphere, you know, one. And I actually this would be one of the few times I actually like the new cover more than the original. I always like the original more, but in this case I kind of bored with this like look. I don't know. But I always have it different like that. And I'm gonna get into what's all on this disc because this is from Arrow, and Arrow does like fantastic work and everything. But I want to talk about the movie first. And this was like my first time watching it, so I did not know what to expect at all. I wasn't sure. Uh, Honestly, this felt like a Coen Brothers movie. And I think I've talked about that before on things, but this felt like Sam Raimi doing a Coen Brothers movie. If you know anything about Sam Raimi, he actually knew the Coen Brothers. When he was doing Evil Dead, he reached out to Joel Coen, who I believe edited the film. And so, and I think they were like in the middle of doing their first movie, Blood Simple. And what's really interesting about that is that I heard like they actually all shared a house together, like the Coen brothers, Sam Raimi, Rob Tappert, who's Sam Raimi's producing partner, Bridget Fonda was there or whatever, like Frances McDormand, everybody was there. And I want that movie. I want the movie about all those people and like how crazy that house must have been. I mean, especially creative. Like, I mean, they must have been like shooting stuff and like talking to each other about it and maybe getting ideas from one another back then. I think it was like 91 or 90 or something, but God, maybe even earlier. I don't know, 80 something. But this movie was 98, I want to say 90. Does it say on it? Where's the original date? Doesn't even say right here. Keep saying 2024. I'm pretty sure this is not 2024 movie. 1998 from Paramount. See, I was right. 1998 film. Basically, the movie is about I two brothers and a friend. They're a what see, it's been a little bit. I watched it recently, but it's been a few days. It's been like actually a couple weeks since I watched it. I was like, oh crap, I didn't do the review of this yet. But yeah, it was so all of a sudden this I forgot what it was that ran across the street. I want to say raccoon or something. It wasn't a raccoon, but something to that effect. Ran across the street. And so it says, all right, I'll give you this. Okay, so Hank Mitchell and his wife Sarah, that's Bill Paxton and Bridget Fonda, have big dreams and a baby on the way. They're stuck in a small Minnesota town. Once again, Minnesota, that's very Fargo, that's very even that's Dakota, South, whatever, but like that's very Coen brothers, where Hank grew up alongside his sweet but naive brother Jacob, Billy Bob Thornton, Oscar nominated for Best Supporting Actor. One day walking in the woods, Hank, Jacob, and Jacob's friend Lou, played by Brent Briscoe, discover a small plane buried in the snow with a dead pilot inside and a duffel bag containing over $4 million in cash. It's a once in a lifetime chance to grasp the American dream in one fell swoop if they can just keep it a secret. But Hank soon learns that keeping that secret will come at a cost. A bleak, heart-stopping morality play with allusions to Macbeth and Treasure of Sierra Madre, which is Raimi's favorite film. A Simple Plan returns in a brand new director-approved 4K master accompanied by new and exclusive bonus features. So yeah, so basically they end up their dog ends up running out into the woods. So they go to find the dog at first, and then they kind of discover this plane. And the whole time I'm going, "Where's the dog? Where's the dog? What's going on with the dog? Dog better come back." Right? Like I'm very much about that. Like if it were me with those guys, I would be like worried more about the dog. Especially since, dogs going after things sometimes the things attack the dogs and bad things happen. So, but anyway, the um the group of friends, the two brothers and the friend, discover the plane full of cash and $4 million, you know, divided up by three people or whatever. They decided that um, they're all, that they're like their dreams, all their stuff is they're done. They're ready. They're good. They're good to go if they keep this. But they want to make sure that it doesn't get tracked back to them. If they all of a sudden become millionaires, it's going to look weird. So they have to kind of play it cool. And they also want to wait till they hear more information about what is going on. Now, Bill Paxton is the smart one of the group. And he's the one who's like pretty much telling them, you gotta bring it back, and you gotta give it back, or tell the police what's going on or something. You can't keep this. And of course they don't nobody listens because it's a movie. Like literally, if anybody like listened and stuff like that, then the movie would be over. Like what would be the point? So I'm very glad that they didn't listen because it gets really crazy. I don't want to spoil anything. If you haven't seen the movie, please buy the Arrow 4K of it. It looks beautiful. This is probably one of my favorite winter movies now. I started thinking about like what are some of my favorite movies that I would watch in the winter, and this is one of them now because I had such a fun time watching it that I was just like, I I can't believe it took me this long before I watched it. I knew of it and I knew it was Sam Raimi and I heard it was pretty good. Like I don't know why it took so long, but I'm glad it did because like that's sometimes the best thing when you haven't watched a movie or a TV show or something everybody else in the world has, but you haven't seen it yet. Then you get the opportunity to watch it for the first time. It's such an amazing treat, especially a movie like this, where there's just so much that goes on. And I love that they have like the crows in there and stuff, because that's a big part of it too, is the crows in there. And there's death, there's murder, there's betrayal, there's everything you could possibly want in a movie. Mix-ups, you know, um craziness, just everything. Um the crazy thing too is like this was 98, so this was a little after Sling Blade, I want to say. And it kind of reminded me the character was a little bit too much. And my thought, like Billy Bob Thornton kind of played a little bit similar to, I mean, not too similar, but similar enough where I was just like, is this all he does now? Is plays like kind of dumb characters, like that are not dumb, but like, I mean, his character in this one wasn't dumb, but he wasn't the brightest tool, or whatever, the sharpest tool. Not the brightest. I'm not being the brightest tool by saying that. But no, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. And Sling Blade, he was very sort of like, I like French fried taters. And so like it gets really weird to see like him do a character that's somewhat similar. It's almost like he's getting typecast for these sort of kind of dumb bumpkin roles, or whatever. Um, but he does such a great job. I mean, uh, I think did he direct Sling Blade? I want to say, yeah, he directed that one too. That was a big one for him. But and that was before, right? Yeah, I think that was the movie. It's 96. It was the year that Swingers came out, and I remember there's a short film that was a parody of both of them called Swing Blade, and it was Swingers meet Sling Blade, where they're trying to help, get that guy a date. Um, it was pretty funny, but there's been better ones. Uh, I I did really really enjoy this movie. I think this movie is very fun and cute at times. I know I get in trouble for saying that word a lot, but like I found it had moments where it was cute and then it would get darker, and stuff like that. So also I love Becky Ann Baker, who was I think like a year later was Sam and Lindsay Weir's mom in Freaks and Geeks. And so I absolutely loved her in this. Um I mean, once again, I think they're all friends. Like Sam Raimi knew all these people. Bridget Fonda, was in this, and she was one of the people that would stay at the house that they had. So, I mean, it was just a crazy, like, world that they had. Bill Paxton, I mean, I just rewatched Weird Science, so it was very kind of cool to see him be in this one too. I don't know, this was a lot of fun. I swear, if you are a big horror fanatic, kind of thing, I think you like this movie. Not horror, thriller. I guess thriller, like mystery suspense thriller. It didn't have really horror elements. I mean, it had kind of like it had moments where you were like on the edge of your seat wondering what was going to happen next. But aside from that, it's just because like they kind of kept going off like a typical idea of what you would expect. And but once again, I felt it felt very much like a Coen Brothers movie. I mean, I think the writer of this movie, which was Scott B. Smith, wrote a Coen Brothers style thriller, thinking that he'd get the Coen Brothers, and he got Sam Raimi. I mean, that's not a bad deal right there. I mean, if you're aiming for the Coen Brothers and you get Sam Raimi, you're very freaking close. And like I said, they're really good friends with each other, so they enjoyed this, I'm sure. I'd love to hear what the Coen Brothers thought of this movie. So let me read what you get with this one. So you get a 4K remaster of the original negative. You get a brand new audio commentary by critics Glenn Kenny and Farron Smith Nemi. I'm pronounced that wrong, I'm sure. Brand new audio commentary per production designer Patricia von Brandenstein and filmmaker Justin Beam of Ice and Men, a newly filmed interview with cinematographer Alar Cavillo. Standing Her Ground, a newly filmed interview with Becky Ann Baker. That's awesome. I gotta check that out. Dead of Winter, a newly filmed interview with actor Chelsea Ross. On-set interviews with Paxton, Thornton, Fonda, Raimi, and producer Jim Jacks. God, Jim Jacks did this. He did like Mallrats, Dazed and Confused, and a bunch of other great movies. Um, let's see. Behind the scenes footage, theatrical trailer, and a reversible sleeve. So stuff like that. So wonderful. I absolutely enjoyed this movie. It is up there as what up there is one of the great Sam Raimi movies. The better of his movies that aren't Spider-Man or Evil Dead. Like that's how I kind of view Sam Raimi these days. It's like, oh, you do Spider-Man or Doctor Strange, or you do and Marvel, or you do, Evil Dead and those movies. So it's really nice when he does movies like this, or Quick and the Dead, or For Love of the Game, which is great. I don't know if you ever seen that. I think it came out around the same time as this, maybe a year later. Fantastic movie as well. He is such a great director. Whatever he does, it looks cool. Like all the shots were all framed exquisitely. He is just a great director. He knows what he wants and he goes out there and gets it and it looks great. So I love this movie. I had a blast. Thank you, Arrow, for putting it out on 4K. It definitely deserved that. I will watch this probably every winter. I have a winter thing. It's like this and like chilly scenes of winter and like this ski movies and things. Like I want to have like a whole bunch of them. So anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed this and let me know what you guys think. And I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Until then, everybody, bye.